Hello. Alright, let's start recording too. That's better. How are we doing, everybody? Let's get these updated and put the big announcement on the screen. Pasture is coming to Kickstarter. Very soon. We'll be launching in the next week, next Friday. We've been working on getting everything ready in the background for the last month, and the team's been working hard at making sure we're doing the right thing by the product. We're excited to see what you all think. Can everyone hear me at all? I'm coming through okay? Yeah, that looks good. All right, if anyone's keen for a game, feel free to jump on. I'll be on for about an hour, so feel free to ask any questions if you have any, or if anyone wants to come have some fun mustering some cattle, let me know. We can jump in together. I'm going to get my game loaded up. Looks like the game capture needs a second. Let's try to get you. There we are. Pull you down there, that looks good. Switch you up too. Make sure you're working. Go. Sure. I'll do that. Awesome. So no updates to the demo this week. But we do have some fun stuff to announce on the Kickstarter front. We've been working pretty hard to try to get the game into a good spot where we felt confident in bringing it to all of you guys. We're still planning to release the game into early access on Steam, but we wanted to make sure we gave you the opportunity to get involved and help us get this game in tip-top shape before we get there. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. Otherwise, jump in onto the Discord as well. We can have a muster. get that scene switched over. There we go. Should be looking better now. Yeah. Perfect. We had some pretty good feedback about the horses on Instagram recently. Some guys were commenting about the controls being a little bit too kind of simple. We did try to keep it pretty, like, relatively arcadey and easy for people to handle, making sure that, like, you know, the horse walks towards where the camera is pointing, just to help people with the controls and make sure it wasn't too difficult to ride them around. You don't want someone going one way when they're trying to go another way. But totally understood about the speed. So at the moment, the speed of the horse basically just has two modes. You've either got sprint or like a bit of a trot. But there should be a little bit more options between like a canter, a trot, a sprint, and it shouldn't just ramp up and down to between the two. So we totally hear you on that front, and being able to add a little bit more of you know, horses' more agile movements where they sort of scoot left and right to stop cattle from moving around them. We're keen to get those kind of things in the game as well. We're looking forward to updating the horse controls in the future one day. So totally heard and appreciate everyone that's you know, written multi-pages of feedback to get that information to us. It's much appreciated. Makes our life so much easier. You know what? I think this is a heli kind of day. If I'm playing solo, I think I'm going to fly a chopper. Jacko, no, we don't have it on consoles at the moment. We're working on building the game for PC first, and then we'll be bringing it out on console hopefully later on in the development phase. We're going to use the Steam Early Access sort of setup to try to make the most of bringing all of the players involved. So if you wanted to jump on PC when we have Early Access running, we can listen to your feedback and get it updated in the game. God, these paddocks look so much larger when you've only got 80 head in them, 80 cattle. Someone could correct me, because I just used the word head, and I have just realized I actually don't know how many cattle that refers to. One of the fun things about working on a simulator is you end up learning all about the thing you're trying to simulate, whether you like it or not. And if you ever end up with any questions, there'll always be someone there to help you with the answer. I am doing this very aggressively. I'm going to pull back and try not to stress these guys out. We don't have a stress level system implemented in the demo at the moment, but the full game will have one, so move your cattle too hard and cause them a couple problems. Same if you move them too often and things like that. Yeah, if you guys didn't see, we're also launching on Kickstarter next week. One head is one cow. Thank you. That makes so much more sense. Okay, cool. So I did use it correctly, but still used it in ignorance. Yeah, we're launching on Kickstarter next week, so we're excited to see, to reveal all the tiers and everything that we've pulled together. We're really looking forward to getting you lot involved in the development. There's a lot of fun stuff that we want to put in the game as well, and we're hoping you guys will come and help support what we're trying to do with Pasture. We've been working on it pretty hard over the last few years. I joined the team about 7 months ago now, to help sort of bring this to market, but the guys that I met from the Northern Territory, Nathan and CJ, were the founders of Salty Games, the development studio. They're just a couple of guys from the Northern Territory up to no good trying to make a game about the daily lives of everyone up in the northern regions who work on the cattle stations. And if Nathan's watching, he'll be happy that I didn't just accidentally say ranch again. That's that habit's finally leaving, which is nice. You can go and hug that fence. I need to go open a gate. I need to go see a field without a gate. Obviously looks like I'm having a bit of an easy time here, but this is our demo, so it's just a mustering demo. Oh, hell yeah, Finger. Hop on when you're ready, man. I'll probably be jumping off in about an hour, unfortunately, but I'm sure there'll be some other guys jumped on by then for a game if you're up for one. Yeah, so this is our mustering demo, so we're just trying to show how the cattle move and, you know, try to group together. You saw they were just like hugging the trees there. Each of them independently can have a look around them and see what is around, and they're going to have like a different sort of attractions to different types of terrain and different groups. So you see we've got two significantly spread groups right now because the helicopter's kind of splitting them in a bit of a path there. The left group were probably a little far away from the tree to see that as an option, but the right group saw that tree and went, I'm going there, that looks fun and safe, and gets me away from this nasty helicopter. Getting that together over the last 3 years has been sort of the big ambitious goal of this project. So we've only got 80 cattle in front of us here, but you know, we can have up to 8,000 running in the game at the moment pretty comfortably. With 8 players running around in helicopters, on foot, with dogs and buggies in our demo. So, you know, this is the first step in getting Pasture built, and it's been a pleasure so far. But we're looking forward to building on this now and adding all the systems in the background and putting everything in that's going to turn this from like a mustering game into a livestock simulator. Let's have a look. What are we going to do here? Yeah, let me do mixing herds with 3,600 cattle by myself. That'll only take 20 minutes, I'm sure. Probably not.
It's doable.
I don't know about that.
I've done it.
You're a lot more committed than I am to this live stream.
Fair.
I'll put a lobby up if you want to join.
Why not?
Sounds good. What was your name again, sorry?
It's only 1 a.m. Arrow. You can call me Arrow.
Thank you. Is that A-E-R-O or Arrow?
E-R-O.
E-R-O, so Arrow. Yeah, gotcha. Started a server. It's called the Play Pasture Stream Team. I'm effectively a member at this point, Arrow.
Fair enough.
Well, since the two of us, we can warm up with the Tale of Two Hills and then head up to Sandy Creek or something, I guess.
Still gonna run around with no shoes on, because oops.
Is that you're still loading with no shoes on?
I think I've made my character with no shoes. I don't know.
I see. Yeah, no, we did. We talked about that internally a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's an interesting situation to be in.
It's great. It's fine.
I'm gonna take a dog this time. I think I don't show the dog off enough. I don't reckon.
Let's do a dog.
Should we do a double dog run? Okay, crazy.
Yeah, double dog dared to do mixing herds, right?
Yep.
Where am I going? Crazy.
Do you want to take the hill or do you want to take the gully? Or do you reckon we push together?
Surprise me.
Okay, let's go together up onto the gully first.
All right. Should probably lead the way. I'm more apt at the mixing herds than I am at this.
Fair. Are you on PC?
I am.
Nice. It's a little, yeah, it's underneath your index finger, but if you look at like a hilltop and press R, you can ping it. We're looking to add that into the maps as well. So you can like click on the map and it'll put a ping down for everybody. So you can like click on areas and say, I'm going over there. I'd like for people to just use cardinal directions like north, south, east, west, but that's asking a lot from some people. And we wanted to make it accessible. And if someone's not able to talk, still be able to communicate.
Fair. See, I would prefer the compass to be on the little, like, upper end of the map where you can kind of
Yeah.
point and direct things.
Yeah, it needs a bit of a legend.
Oh, it's this one. Okay.
Yep. So we're going to get them across the creek from where you are. And then there's also a huge amount of them up to the north in the field up there across the river.
The first time I did that, I think all the cows kept running off to the north into nowhere land, and I could never find them.
Oh, that's right. They did have that thing where they just loved north. Like there were some migratory birds or something.
They would not stop. It was ridiculous. I had to create like a wall of like all of the items in one go.
That's it. And you know you can press Q to bark, right?
Yeah, well, I remapped it to button on my mouse because I got fancy.
Oh, there you go.
I still have yet to figure out why they like to bunch up when you haven't done anything to them, though.
When you haven't done... Oh, yeah. It's sort of like they have an active state and an inactive state, like a relaxed state. In the demo at the moment, I don't think they have, like... You know, I don't think they're going to, like, walk around a paddock and choose different spots based on availability of, like, grass or anything yet, but that's stuff that'll come later on.
Kill the GPU.
Well, hopefully it can run in sort of a bit of a like a light simulation mode when you're at your farm. So when they're off screen, we have like a system that handles it, and then it's sort of when you need to go near them, they become the cattle that you see. But yeah, we've managed to get 8,000 of them working on screen so far. So I can't put it past the team to say they wouldn't be able to get a whole station sorted.
I'm afraid of that with my computer. I only got a 2070.
Yeah, maybe don't host then.
No.
Or at least not 8 people. Maybe we just cap it at 4. I don't know. No,
I don't know, I'll probably just solo it because I'm psycho like that. Where did that little group go? Oh, they're there. They merged.
Probably going to come out on Xbox in a year or two, Meso. We're going to get this out on Steam on PC first. And then hopefully bring it to console later on once more of the game is complete. But you're welcome to jump onto the demo as well. Yeah, the dogs go pretty quick. We actually looked up what the top speed was for Australian cattle dogs and the blueies. And yeah, they get pretty quick. The problem is we don't have like a stamina system or anything in, so they just go quick forever. So as much as they're probably able to cover this ground for a moment in real life in a sprint, being able to do that and then turn on a dime at the same time is a lot to handle. I'm not getting in the way of your cattle, am I?
No.
Pull back, let them through. There we go. Trying to make sure
trying to line them up with yours a little bit better.
Calves don't get stuck, but I think we're good.
Go faster. Run.
Have you used the feedback feature much, Era?
I did earlier on.
Yep.
But I felt like a lot of people already had a lot of the same suggestions, and I didn't think it was, you know, fair to be redundant.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, it's always interesting how we implement it. Like, we want it to also be something that like people can feedback like map design and stuff on as well in the future. So we might simplify it down now that we've crushed a lot of the bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
one of my favorite ones that I had as a bug was you can sprint on top of the cows and go crazy fast.
Oh yeah, you can still do it.
It's great. Oh no, they go to the water. Bad cows.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to have them swimming. with there's whole plans for pests in the game as well, so we're prioritizing water buffalo and scrub bulls first. But our game team name is Salty Games, so it would be wrong of us to not get the crocs in here at some point.
Which gate we want to run them to?
That is a good question.
The middle one or the
If you
V-neck
want to
one?
keep pushing them north, so we collect all of the ones near the creek, and then we can push them into that middle one as a big pack.
That'll work.
Cool. Yeah,
want to go
we'd
grab
love to
that
have
big north group?
done at the end, Jack. So pigs will be another one that get added later on. The full gameplay vision includes us having ways to protect your herd as well from really aggressive pests and stuff. So while there's not any violence or anything like that against any of the livestock or the pests at the current version, it's something that we'd love to open up later on. But there's a lot of variables that get added when you add in guns and rifles and things like that to manage this stuff. Yeah, all good, man. Traps is a good question. I don't think we've talked about that before. There's a lot of research that our game designer Maka has done on traps and trapping, because it is a solution that we've heard a lot of people talk about that they use across Australia at the moment. And I know there's a lot of laws and regulations around what kind of traps you're allowed to use and stuff for different creatures and things like that. So I reckon it'll be something that we put in later on for sure. It's also a good way to do it, I guess, without needing to go, whoa, I'm messing up the cattle. Just came over a hill and saw them all gunning it down to the west over here, and I'm like, oh, my bad.
Let's get in the gate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on the outside of this and start pushing them east. Cool.
We're running from south side here.
But yeah, traps could be a good way for us to get the dealing with pests in the game earlier than needing to implement any weapons or anything like that. We also just want to keep the game about livestock where we can. Hunting is a big topic.
Where are they going?
They're just having a swim.
It's crazy how little the baby cows are.
I know, right?
This is the size of the cattle dog and knowing how small some of them can be.
Uh-huh.
These guys are like a Great Dane compared to the baby cow.
It's sort of like, how big's a baby? And then it's like, oh, a measurement from a calf when it's just born. And that's the current iteration. They will grow up in the game as well, so there'll be different stages of them.
Okay, so you
You'll
get
be able
the...
to see how big and how mature different cattle are just from looking at them.
Not me being terrified of giant floppy-eared cows.
That's a thing?
I mean, that's what Brahmas are, aren't they? Big giant floppy-eared cows compared
That's
to
fair.
out here where we get Hereford and Angus and random dairy cross cow.
Yeah, no, I guess the presentation there, when you said it, I was like, oh, that's a thing? I'm like, yeah, of course it is. No, I didn't even think that's a huge difference. We're getting there.
Where are you guys running off to now?
I've got a straggler over this
Oh,
way.
I'm going the wrong way.
I'm just going to see if I can push them back in. Excuse me, sir.
I see that.
Excuse me.
Work on trying to get these guys to behave. Or not. They're gonna go that way now. To the
Excuse me, sir.
east, you
Have you heard about
beast.
this cool game called Pasture the Livestock Simulator? I think you'd like it.
Oh my goodness.
I'll come back to help.
I
Yeah, it
just
gets hard
decided
with a
to
lot of
turn
them, doesn't
tail
it?
and go the wrong way.
I think because we're so close to the ground, it's easy to mistake how much influence we have as the dogs. I know that I tend to stay pretty zoomed in, and like when I bark, I'm obviously only looking at the back of the herd, but you're actually like pushing all the ones at the front away from the noise as well. So I'm gonna.
I usually hang back like super far with the dog and just bark to kind of keep pushing up that tail end because the
Yep.
bark has so much pull and push to it versus just the presence being near them. And then which angle you're barking kind of pulls and determines where they're running off to.
Yeah, yeah, because it separates them out pretty well.
We're gonna get like a group that's gonna run up on that fence to the north.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw in a bark back here, and then push up to the fence and catch these guys.
I'm gonna hold off on barking and just kind of quiet push these ones.
Up you go. I don't want to get too close now and mess up your push there. You're looking good. Oh, cool. One of the guys messaged me from the team. Let me know that our artist has already done a bunch of work on a wild dog trap. Which makes a lot of sense. They're going in. Alright, I'm gonna hit him with the bark from the hack. Or do you want to just keep it
I'll stand
calm?
over here. No, go ahead and
Alright, let's get
go
that
to
from
like
right side in.
yeah.
Oh, immediately broke out to the left.
I'm on it.
Yeah, push them towards me now, and then my presence should make them go through the gate instead of past. Oh no, I shouldn't have tried to catch that. I should have left it to you. Oh god. I don't know whether they'll be baiting. That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think typically that's how you're allowed to run the traps in Oz. Someone else can probably let you know better than I can, unfortunately. But suffice to say, whatever the regulations are up here, that's likely going to be the implementation. In you go. You ever been to Australia, Era?
I have not.
That's fair enough.
I think the furthest outside the US I've gotten is the Bahamas.
That's also fair enough. It's pretty nice in the Bahamas. Perfect. Alright, now we've just got that northern field to worry about. Let's go.
Grab the gate on my way down.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so for context, the co-founders are from the Northern Territory of Australia, so top side. That's why we call them from the top end. And I'm from New South Wales, which is on the middle of the east coast of Australia. Looks like we have a few north-south Welshmen in the chat potentially. Zoom.
One thing that scared me the other day, I was running around and I forgot the camera does some goofy things when you're running down a hill.
Oh yeah? Interesting.
And it scared me. I don't know how or why, but yeah.
When you say goofy, you mean it was like bouncing around, or?
It zoomed in such a scary way. And I
yeah.
have a giant monitor.
Yeah, okay, it has. Yeah, we know that one. That out of all the bugs that we've ever had, like even the ones that were causing like these really difficult to decide mathematical problems on our like simulation side, out of all of them, that camera bug has been the hardest one to figure out. We're like desperate for examples of it happening because we can't recreate it. If anyone is ever curious how important QA is, that there would be a big help right now on our end. We do all of our QA ourselves.
I think a lot of it just has to do with the camera seeing a collision box as a thing that it actually has to go through. And it's probably the same thing that keeps the camera from wanting to go underneath the map.
That's fair. It's not a bad shout. But
What are the
extenuating
well-versed in game
circumstances
design.
that this is where it gets to the problem of like everything as written should be functioning perfectly, but there's still problems. So it's every situation is accounted for, but you still get motion sick every now and again when it throws you 5,000 feet into the ground. It's a strange one, for sure.
There's a reason the helicopter and I don't get along.
I might go grab a heli, actually, if you don't mind. Leave our little bark
Go for
venture
it.
for a moment and bring a chopper over. It is something we're thinking about how we resolve just like teleporting back with the dog and things like that. Because obviously your character is stood here controlling that dog at the moment.
Telepathically, which is
Yeah.
an amazing feat on its own, to be honest.
So we might make it so that they can like follow you and then come to the paddock with you, so that you don't just leave your character all the way back at the stock camp.
That'd be kind of a clever idea.
So it's been a minute since I mentioned it, but yeah, we've got a Kickstarter page up now, guys. So we've got a pre-release page live. We'll be launching the full Kickstarter next week. It would be awesome if you guys could follow it and receive notifications when we do go live next Friday. We've decided to jump on Kickstarter to try to involve you all a little bit more in the project. There'll be some exclusive tiers for people that want to really work with us and have some naming rights and control over some of the different looks of things in the game. Don't want to spoil anything just yet, but there's a lot of certain cute creatures that you get to work with us on. And you don't need to know how to draw, you just need to know how to send me a picture of your favorite cute animal and tell me why you love it. There's only a limited number of those tiers, so if you want to click to get notified, you'll get messages first when the page goes live. also be a beta tier available as well for people that are looking to try the development builds of the game. So obviously we just have the the demo that we're using here. So this is available on Steam right now. But there's all the internal vehicles and tests and stuff that we have playable internally at the moment that we want to start getting people through and testing. So, oh no, oh, alright, well I'll see you in a minute. I'm saluting. I just flipped my chopper. I swear, when I'm talking, I need to fly higher. I just need to remember it.
Not me doing that almost every time, and I have no distractions when I'm doing it.
Oh dear, it's just too consistent a thing now. I've got like 20 clips of me flipping a helicopter. Over the hill. There we go.
Where are these ones going? They're almost merged.
Almost. We're getting there. Is the property game released yet? I don't know which game you're referring to, Aaron. I'm sorry. We have a demo available at the moment, and we're working on getting the game ready for an early access launch a little later this year. Sooner than you probably think. There'll be more info available in the Kickstarter. But yeah, we're hoping to have the game out sooner than later, so you all can get involved and help us build out these systems and figure out how it all connects. It's one thing to design an in-game economy for thousands of players and let them buy and sell cattle and things like that. It's another one to manage it and make sure it all works how we want it to. But yeah, growing your... yeah, full game, I get you. So no, yeah, hopefully we'll get the game out into early access this year, and then we'll have a year or two of early access development, depending on how many features we feel like we need to add before we can call it 1.0. You know, because it's a simulator and there's all these different types of vehicles and pests and things to consider, like genetics and... Ooh, that was close. All these other areas, we've got to figure out how we best put them into a game that's enjoyable for people, that lets everybody experience all those different areas without losing the fun at the same time. But yeah, the idea of the game, though, is that, you know, you're an independent station owner. Starts out as a little station hand, working with other people. There'll be missions in the game for that teach you all about everything you need to know. And then eventually, once you make enough cash through working for other people, you can buy your own station and start running your own herds. And then from then, it's up to you how you want to run things. If you want to start breeding like a very specific kind of cattle and going through genetics to create the best breeds for produce or the best breeds for different reasons, you can go down and see how the market responds to everything. So one of the things that we need to figure out is whether we want to have like a player demand driven market. So if all the players are making the same kind of cattle, is that gonna change how much demand the economy in the game has for it if there's an oversupply? So there might not ever be the best way to play. So you just got to play how you think you want to play and what the market is at the moment. Our co-op system, we also want to be related to all the other systems. So when someone joins your game and starts giving you a hand, we obviously want them to be rewarded for their work as well, and not just the person who's running the station. So we'll figure out ways for players to invite others to come help, and then the players that come help will get rewards for it, just like they did when they were doing the missions. So you log in for the day, you got to get all your stuff done in your farm, and then when you finish up, you can start moving around and giving everyone else a hand. See who's got a call out that needs a hand moving a big herd, or running the herd onto a road train and moving them around to the cattle yards. Can you make bucking bulls? If you mean like rodeo style, like can you ride them? No, unfortunately. It's not something we're planning for this.
Do you think that's also a breed of cow now called the American bucking bull or whatever?
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Why we're not looking to put that in is we're trying to be a livestock simulator. So we're trying to make sure that we sort of offer the broadest and most cohesive experience we can of like looking after cattle in Northern Australia. We've thought about doing like a Texan expansion, like an American version of the game as well at some point. So it would be something we definitely revisit then. Yeah, we'd love to put in a bunch of different trucks and vehicles and stuff. So we've actually partnered with RTA. They've supported the game to help us make sure that we're implementing their vehicles and everything correctly and doing right by their trucks. So road trains will be in. We haven't got sort of very specific branding or anything like that, because obviously if you want to put a Toyota in a game, Toyota's a copyright, so you can't just walk around stealing people's cars and putting them in creative works. But if Toyota wanted to work with us, we'd love to put their stuff in. Same for any of the other vehicles, the helicopter brands and stuff. If they're interested in partnering with us, we're not going to say no. If you want to stay on this end, or I can stay on this end and keep a light pressure so they don't go past the fence, and then you can push them in. But yeah, there's so much that we could add to this. Like, there's a million different versions of the game. And choosing what we put in is generally, at the moment, driven by, like, what is the reality of rearing cattle in the Northern Territory and the northern regions of Australia, like North Queensland and all the rest as well, and trying to sort of celebrate that work at the moment. That's kind of a bit of a North Star for us. Hereford. I don't know about that specific breed. Wondering if one of my devs are watching and can pass the word along as to what breeds are currently planned for the game.
I think Hereford would be like a common beef stock kind of cow that's in the US.
Gotcha.
Typically red with white face.
Aaron in the comments is saying Herefords aren't really station cattle. And, you know, I've been on the project long enough now to understand that someone saying station is probably Australian.
Yeah, I think they're more meant for, like, US kind of farm things.
That makes sense. I think we got every single cow. There is a single calf in the corner of the field there. I don't know whether we got in, but that was a pretty good run for two of us, I reckon.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Yeah, no, the calf did make it in. I wonder what they are up there, actually. Actually, let me just ping it, see what it is. All the way off in the distance. Over there. Can I hit it? Oh, they are cows. How the hell did they get over there?
I may have barked when we finished getting that.
They really hate the bark.
The bark has some power to it.
You just stand at your station and bark and everything will start moving around. Just like, all right, musical chairs. All right, everyone go to the next paddock.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, I think we got everything. Nice. Good job. You up for another one?
Why not?
Cool. All right. I do have to jump off in about 15 minutes or so, unfortunately, because I do need to eat. So let's try A Tale of Two Hills again. It's in Australia, and I worked with them in Queensland.
Last record.
I'm assuming you talk about the Herefords. Yeah, no. So cool. All right, so you've worked with them in Queensland. Interesting. See, this is why this game's cool, is because people can have a community where they can talk about this stuff, and everyone else gets to learn from it. You know, it was only...
I shall torture myself with a helicopter.
Yeah, I'll do a horse for this one. It was only when I joined the project that I even learned that, like, you know, people in Australia use helicopters to, you know, muster cattle and everything. It was just such a foreign concept to me that I'd never considered it, and they immediately made so much sense. But unless you see it, like, you don't know about it. Oh, I'm from Australia, Aaron, yeah, but I'm just not from the northern regions. I moved here when I was 13 from the UK and grew up in Sydney, so you'll have to excuse this city boy for not knowing too much about our cattle industry. I did grow up on farms in the UK, but UK's farms are from the middle regions are a little different than what you guys are running with these cattle stations. Nathan and CJ, who are the co-founders of Salty Games, they're both from the Northern Territory. Nathan's dad's actually been a station manager and worked on cattle stations his entire life. He only told me, like, literally a month ago as well that his granddad actually went and flew overseas to help other Southeast Asian countries set up their cattle industries and stuff like that. So it's coming from the right place, believe me. Just don't trust my words. Take a look at what the team's putting in the game and the vision they're putting out with this. Do you know anything about our second map that we have planned, Arrow?
I do not.
Yeah, okay. So there is a bunch of work that's already been done on it, but it's you know, it's not as much of a priority as a lot of the mechanics that we're working on. But there will be 2 maps available for early access. It's the current plan. And one is a lot more tropical, so a lot more water and trees and a completely different set of Australian fauna that's more common for those areas. So very different vibe. Someone on I think it was Instagram commented the other day that they were like, asking if we had like a Florida style map or something like that, and I just had to share that was probably the more closer environment that we'd have for that.
Fancy, fancy.
Yeah, it should be good. It's one of those things as well. It adds a little bit of variation and changes how you might run your station.
See, I would pick my gates in different spots. Some of these gates make no sense. Why would you put a gate in the middle of nowhere?
Okay, totally agree. Totally agree.
Just bring myself some wire cutters and make my own gate.
I do have to jump off in 10 minutes, unfortunately, Finger. Arrow, do you fancy having a round with a Finger?
Why not?
I dip in 10? That would be amazing, thank you. If anyone else wants to come jump on as well, the game's on Steam. You can download the demo. It's free. And we're just playing on the Pasture Discord, which you can link through to in our bio. We have people from cattle industries all over the world joining there now. It was really cool to see over the last few months a bunch of people from South America joining as well. It's just so cool how everywhere in the world has their own relationship to these same industries. Obviously we're bringing the Australian version of that to the table with this game, but we're hoping the Pasture can become a bit of a platform to allow other countries' industries to be represented as well in the future.
Whoa. What are we doing here?
Is that a criticism of what I'm doing, or is that did I do something wrong?
No.
Okay.
The helicopter was going on a sideways, sidewinding shenanigan nonsense of some
nice.
vortex.
I'm gonna quickly smash this gate open 1 second. You stay there for a sec, horse. And jump off the horse so I'm less intimidating to the cattle. There we go. Alright, I'll get out of their way. Thank you. Good pressure. If you go to the bio of our profile, I think you're on TikTok, so if you click through to our TikTok page, there should be a link in our bio, like in the description of our profile, to help you get on the Discord. That's our official Discord, so there's a feedback section and like a Q&A section as well, so if you've got any questions, you can leave them for the devs, or if you want to leave any feedback, there's a place that we can have a look at it and respond to you and talk to you over it. Thank you for that. Whoop.
Where's that other bundle?
Awesome. We're going to get over to the hill over there. Oh, that's not the right spot.
There they are.
I'd start at the top of the hill. Should have just pinged one up there now. Fiddy, you can play this game on Steam. So there is a demo available now, which is what you're watching Aero and I play. We'll be launching into Steam Early Access later this year. And if all things go well, we're hoping to bring a version of this onto consoles in the future as well. We actually have a Kickstarter launching next Friday as well. The pre-release page just went up today. So if you go and follow that as well, you'll get a message from Kickstarter to let you know when it's live, and you can jump in and grab a copy. We'll also have a lot more information there available to everyone about sort of, timelines and plans and what we're thinking about when we talk about this stuff. There'll be stretch goals and all the rest. Probably be some of the most clear communications we've had about what's to come for the game that we've had out there until now. This has been a very much a passion project from the team over the last few years, and it's at that point now where we're really looking forward to bringing more of you in and getting you involved with the development a little bit more, listening to some community feedback and refining how everything works together. Yeah, we'd love to do a mobile version of this as well. It's, you know, with 8,000 cattle, Aero's 2070 GPU is already getting a bit warm, so we'll get a little bit more optimizing to do to get this running on iPhone, I reckon. But it's not to say we won't try. I've just whipped, so hopefully this should get them moving. Oh, okay, I was a bit too far left of this group on the right. I'll pull back up the hill and hit him again. There we go. Yeah, the whole team's Australian, so Nathan and CJ, the founders of Salty Games, who are the developers, they're from the Northern Territory. I'm from New South Wales, and the rest of the team is spread across all of the states. So our designer, our graphic artist, our lead programmer and design and stuff, they're all from different parts of Australia. Aero and I are just doing a muster with about 120, about 130 cattle on here. But we have made the game to be able to support up to 8,000 cattle. Obviously, doing that between the two of us is a challenge. Aero's talented enough to have done 3,600 by themselves. And it's up to 8-player co-op. So you and 8 friends can play together, or you can invite people from their stations to come join you as well, and you can help each other out online, help a stranger. There'll be a big economy in the game, so the work you do for others will help you continue to grow your station. Wait, is it this gate we're going to? Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll just run over there now and get that open. They should be pretty grouped up there now. Thanks, Lazu. Yeah, we're hoping it's going to be pretty great. And, you know, this is early stages. All of these parts of the game that are in here at the moment are the first version of them. So we're looking forward to polishing everything up over the next few months and getting a really good-looking version of this together. You're so much more sensible at flying that higher than I am. I'd have hit 4 trees at this point, I swear. Oh no, there's a calf. I'm gonna grab him. I'm not risking it. Come here. There we go. I can't remember, can I put them on the horse? Yeah, you can. Cool.
You can.
Yeah, let's go. You stay cozy there, mate. I'll pull you in myself.
Not me having a little emotional support, baby cow.
Do you have one in the heli with you?
Running around. No, but I would.
Is just going to be your first thing you do in a game now, is that you go pick one up and put it in this passenger seat?
Hold, can you pick them up in a helicopter?
Yeah, you can. If you click resume,
Oh
you can come down here and grab
goodness.
one as well. You can put them in the buggy as well. The dog can actually get on all of the same spots that the cattle, the calves can as well. You should be able to flip it, that's it.
Shh, it didn't happen.
Yeah, Fiddy, the game will cost money. It'll just be pay once to play, and then you'll get all of our future updates. Other than like big expansions. Especially during early access. Oh, do you have him in there? Let me take a look.
It's so cute.
I'm coming over.
I can't even.
Well, dude, it's crazy that we still don't have a pet the cow option. And I was tempted to steal him from you just now, but I'll leave him to you, and you can go for a little trip around.
It's so cute. He's going on an adventure now.
Goodbye.
With my terrible driving.
Pricing will change based on territory, but we're looking at around like the $49.95 mark. So, you know, not like a full priced game, but because we're looking to add so much to this, and because of how much that's gone into it, it is a game that does have a cost. The Kickstarter will be one of the best ways to jump in as well. It's probably going to be, the cheapest that we ever have the game. We'll have some bundle deals available as well. Yeah. Thank you for the games, Arrow. I don't want to end the game because I think you're having so much fun with your little calf up there, but...
It's okay. There's always better calves.
Oh, wow. Yeah, moved on quick. Now I get to steal it. Come here. Mine.
See, I would take an
Run.
all-black calf.
Fair. No, we're releasing the game into early access this year, Aaron. It won't be too long. It'll be probably the midpoint of the year, around July, August, that we'll have the game available on Steam. I'm going to have to bring us back to the lobby. Thank you so much for the games, Aaron. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Anytime.
I think you're going to still be on for a bit, so if anyone does fancy a game, feel free to join their Discord. Keep the musters going. I do unfortunately have to head off now. But yeah, a little last reminder, we do have the Kickstarter launching next Friday. It's our big announcement of the day. Thank you for joining, everyone, and thanks for all the questions. It was a good one. Normally I'm too distracted trying to compete and get the best time we can on the muster, but it was good to talk through some of this stuff today. Join the Pasture Discord. There should be some games happening over the next week, and look forward to seeing you all online. See you soon. Bye.